All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of Rolling Move Reviews Live. My name is Kirk. I'm your host. Thanks so much for joining us again today. Joining me, as always, is my very talented and intelligent and interesting co-host, Asdruval, the retro
Hello.
gamer. And joining us also today, some new friends of ours from Beyond the Box Gaming. We have Brando and Nick. How you doing today, guys?
Good.
Doing well.
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to know you guys. I've got a chance to check out some of your videos on YouTube. Really enjoy those. Really high production values. So
Thank
we
you.
just want to ask you some questions, get to know you guys a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, to start us off, Brando, how did you get into the gaming hobby? I believe on one of your videos, you said that the first board game that you played was Betrayal at the House on the Hill.
That was one of the first, yeah. So my wife and I, so Britt, the pretty girl that sits next to me, not Nick, but Britt, she was really into board games, but like we were both really into like commercial stuff, so Monopoly, Scattergories, Scrabble. And it got to a point where we would go to, Target or, any department store, and it was like, damn, we have like all these games. Like there's nothing else for us to play. And a friend of ours referred us to a friendly local game store here in Tacoma and was like, dude, you have to go check out this game store. They have all these games you've probably never heard of before. And when we were there, we were like, what is this stuff? We picked up, we ended up demoing Kingsburg by Fantasy Flight. It's just like a, kind of Ameritrash Euro hybrid. And I was like, oh, what? There's like, I liked Monopoly, obviously. So like, I was like, what? There's like, knights and kings and queens. So it had this whole fantasy theme to it. And I really wasn't digging it because I wasn't at the time into that type of theme. And then when we, started seeing the mechanics work with it, I was like, oh wait, this is actually like super fun. Forget about the theme. Like this is just an awesome way to play a board game. Like you really have to use your brain for this. And so Kingsburg was like the first, that was like the tip of the iceberg. And from there, we were just hooked, man. And like I have kind of an addictive personality, and like when I get into something, I really get into it. So I ended up, I think, that first year we probably spent like half of our salaries on new games. But yeah, Betrayal was like number 3 or number 4. One of in the sequence of games that we purchased, and yeah, so Betrayal has a very special place in my heart just because that was like the first big themey, I guess you would call it Ameritrash game we ever played. And that's probably my favorite genre of gaming as well. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got into it.
Okay, how many years ago would you say that was?
That was 2012, so 5 years ago.
So fairly newcomer to the hobby.
Yeah. And
Nick, same question. Did he get you into this stuff, or you already into it?
This is fun.
Yeah, well, I'm a bigger dork than he is, so I actually did all the tabletop stuff, like White Wolf and Dungeons and Dragons. Like I did all the book RPG stuff, and Brand actually asked me one time, he's like, hey, do you want to come over and maybe play like a board game? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he showed me Kingsburg, and I was like, oh, dude, that's not even close to as nerdy as you think it is. So yeah, we just, I was doing it for a long time, since I was probably like 14 or 15. I'm 35 now, so I've been doing a long time on like the RPG side. And then when I saw board games, it's just a much quicker, easier way to, get into like a theme or an idea of something.
Right. Again, with lines of Brando, you saying that the only thing that you realized was the stuff that you can get at Walmart or Target.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a lot of people just think that that's all there is available.
Right. Yeah. I had no idea, dude. Like it really blew both me and my wife our minds, man, when we realized like this hobby is literally endless, you know? Because I never got into like the pen and paper stuff because it was just like you play the same thing kind of over and over again. Where I believe that variety is a spice of life, right? So like I want to see everything. I want to play everything. Like if I had enough money, like this collection would be tenfold what it is. But so that's board games was like perfect for me because it's never ending. It's like music. There's constantly new artists coming out, new designers coming out, new mechanics coming out. Like it's this entire universe that I didn't even realize existed up until 5 years ago.
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about your show. Just what Kirk said, extremely high production value. Exactly.
Thank
right
you.
now, where are you sitting at? Is it a game room or a kitchen or what?
Yeah, no, so I live in a 2-story home, and this is like the second living room, basically. It's like a
split level,
like a rec room, basically. So we've done a lot of, Nick and I have been buds for a long time. We've done a lot of projects in this room. We used to be in a band together. We used to have band practice here. We've done, I started my business in this room, and now it's the game room. So, and I think it's going to stay this way for a really long time. Yeah.
When you shoot one of your episodes, how many cameras do you have going on at the same time?
Yeah, so right now we shoot on 2 Panasonic GH3. So the wide shot that includes everybody, that's a Panasonic GH3. The above shot down at the board is also a Panasonic GH3. And then Nick and Keith right now are on iPhones. So we pull 2 more shots. So a total of 4 cameras.
4 cameras. Okay, now the other gentleman that sits next to Britt, your wife, his name is what?
Keith.
Keith, okay. He sometimes, when you're explaining a game and he's sitting there staring right at the camera, it's like he's looking into my
in your soul. Yeah,
it's very unsettling.
Yeah, like you did something wrong.
Exactly. I'm all like, whoa, are you staring at me?
Yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, no, Keith's amazing. He says everything so much with just his eyes. He's a beautiful man. That's actually Britt's brother and my brother-in-law.
Okay, your brother-in-law. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what is your, after you shoot the video, how long does it take for you to edit it all together?
So I try, man, because I am a sucker for production, and, I love to try to push my limits as much as possible. But I understand that we have time, like deadlines that we try to set for ourselves to meet. So I try to spend less than like maybe 4 days from pre-production to final product. About 4 or 5 days.
Okay. How often do you put new videos out?
We try once a week, but
it was rough for the holidays.
Yeah, the holidays is like kind of insane around, at least amongst my family, and since my family consists of 3 people who are on the show, like it gets a little insane. But we're really going to try to like prepare for 2017 to try and commit to weekly videos.
Okay, cool. One other quick question I had is the 4 of you that play together, is that your normal game group, or do you have other game groups elsewhere?
That's like the original.
They're
group.
like the OGs, yeah. So these guys are like the staple gamers, the most patient gamers, I should say, because some people just want to come, play something really quick, like Cards Against Humanity, and BS with each other and then dip. But Britt, Keith, and Nick have been just awesome buddies to have for the hobby, and the most seriously invested, which is kind of hard to find. And then we just, people kind of come and go as they want to. But we're the OGs.
One other quick question I had. Do you tend to go to your local game store and pick up games, or do you buy them online?
That's a combination of both. It typically depends. Like, you know, he's got 2 kids and a wife, so it's tough to kind of get out of the house for him.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do go, like, there's a couple of shops we go to, and we'll spend the whole day, like, make a whole day of it. Like, we're going to wake up, we're going to go there, and we're not going to come back till the sun's down.
Yeah, we're really fortunate here in Washington. Like, you guys in Oregon too, man. You guys have like
some good shops,
some really good stores. But here in Washington, I mean, we have so many publishers are here in Washington, which is awesome. But there is not a shortage of game stores around, especially where we're at. I mean, like, you can shoot like
10, 15 minutes?
Between 15 and 30 minutes in any direction and find like a pretty sweet spot. So I try to go to game stores to purchase mostly just because I think it's an important thing to have in the community, you know? Like, I want more people I want to support those places because I want more people to play games. But if like, man, if they're charging like $60 when I can get it on Amazon for 30, I might, you know, I got to keep the lights on here, right? So, like, I might have to go and order online every once in a while.
I always feel bad doing that, going online and buying it. I feel like I'm doing a disservice to, like, the people that, you know, live in the area and, like, have the community and stuff. But it's like, man, like, if I can save $40, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to do it.
Well, it's also cool to, like, I like to support the stores that are paying attention to, like, what's hot, you know, and, like, or not even what's hot, but like, even if I see something that I'm like, dang, I can't believe you guys actually have this game in stock. Like,
nobody else has it.
Yeah, nobody else has it. Like, I could order it online. I'm going to go ahead and support you because you've been paying attention to, like, you know, what
people want.
Like, what people want right now.
Or maybe like what people would figure out, like, oh, I didn't know I needed this until I saw it. Now I have to have this game.
Kirk, what are the game stores out? What's it like over in Pennsylvania for you guys as far as like
there's a few. I mean, I'm just outside of Pittsburgh, and we have some. I mean, if you go into the city, I mean, there's a real, you know, in the city, you know, there's Pitt and CMU. There's a real, you know, thriving college scene.
Yeah.
So the deeper you get into the city, you got some pretty good shops. In the suburbs, I got a couple. Nothing like you're saying. It's standby. You know, you walk in, and there's like 3 shelves of Munchkin games.
Oh, wow.
A shelf of Cards Against Humanity ripoffs, and then maybe like then you have to like dig deep and you find a few good things.
Right.
So there's no real close to me. I really don't have access to a lot of great games. If I want to go, I'll do something like you guys said, where I'll go in town and, you know, make a day of it.
Right.
We got it. The scene's growing here. We have a couple, you know, meetups starting up. We have a board game cafe in the city now.
Nice.
So it seems to be growing in this area.
Good. That's exciting.
I was gonna ask you that, Brando. Is there any board gaming cafes in your area?
Dude, so can we name drop? Is that cool? Like, all right, so we have these guys, and they're north. They started out in Seattle at this little joint called the Card Kingdom. And I actually haven't been. That was like the first store. I've never been there, but they kind of like cater to a lot of Magic the Gathering, but they also have like a great selection of board games. And they were right next to this deli called Mox, and it was like a cafe, like a bistro. And so they kind of like tore a wall down, and they're like, hey, let's merge the two. And so the Card Kingdom and Mox became like a unit. And then they ended up teaming up and putting like a flagship store out in Bellevue, which is like where, you know, Bill Gates and all those guys are, right?
It's a nice
like,
area.
It's a super like upscale
We don't live there.
But so they opened this place called Mox Boarding House, and it is unbelievable, dude. Like, the food is incredible. They got a bar. You order board games off the menu. They bring it to you at the table while you're waiting, and that's just like that's like a 2,500 square foot section. Then you go to the store, and it's like going to, you know, you guys have Borders Books and Music?
Yeah.
Or anything like that. Yeah. It's like, you know, going to like Best Buy or something of board games. So, I mean, they buy deep, like, you know, you're looking at like 12, you know, rows of like Ticket to Ride or, you know, even like, you know, tons of obscure stuff. But It's just unbelievable. It's done so well. I would put them up there with like Snakes and Lattes, like as far as like their production quality, and it's unbelievable. Yeah, so that's a place we try to like make a special trip to go every once in a while. But not in Tacoma. We haven't seen anything in Tacoma, and I'm like, dude, if Beyond the Box, if we start to maybe see some sort of residual income, maybe we'll open a board game cafe in Tacoma. Yeah,
seriously,
because we need it. We have tons of game stores, but no cafes, and we have colleges here too. So I mean, we have the right demographic.
Right. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, that was good little get to know you. What is our next segment?
Just talk about now. What are some games you guys are playing now? What's something the past week or so? Your past couple meetups, maybe something you're getting ready to do a video on. What are the games your group's been focusing on lately?
We just finished one of the scenarios for Mansions of Madness, the second edition, which is
incredible.
Like that's my favorite game. The first and second edition, like I'll play it anytime. You don't need to twist my arm at all. Like you just say the word Mansions and I'll come over. So we played that one. And then I got a new one. New to me, Steam Park. I don't know if you guys have played it yet. It's really silly but really fun, kind of like
weird game. Yeah.
Strange mechanics, but
I like it.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then we filmed Amerigo recently, which is
you guys
awesome
thoughts on Amerigo?
I haven't played it.
This what? We gotta go. All right, this interview is over. No. Have you played it?
I have not played that either.
Oh my god! So we just filmed.
Why you guys are here?
We just filmed Amerigo. This came out like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, Stefan Feld.
Are you guys like the Dice Tower Cube randomizer thing? You guys aren't familiar with it? Stefan Feld.
I've heard of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. We even said it's like one of the most underappreciated Stefan Feld games.
Most people don't even know it came out.
Like one of the most Euro games ever. So it's got area control, it's got resource management, it's got some economic mechanics in it. Yeah. It is like 7 games in one, but it is by far like that has given me the most bang for my buck. Like that game has seen more table time than anything. And production value on that game is amazing too. So yeah, Amerigo. And then last night,
new one.
We played
very silly
for the very first time, and this game is hilarious. Was Colt Express?
Yeah,
the train heist programming.
I played that one.
Amazing. Yeah. I have like never laughed so hard at a programming
very
game.
Silly.
And just so the theme and like the cute little train 3D. That's awesome. So yeah, we've been having fun.
Did you do you have the expansion for that?
No, we like just cracked that open yesterday.
Yeah.
So we had no idea what we were getting into, but yeah, the expansions, I think we definitely need to try those out.
Yeah, it definitely brings the game up to another level.
What?
Nice. Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, no, we'll definitely check those out.
Okay.
Asdruval, what have you been playing lately?
Well, the last couple of weeks, my time has been spent on playtesting Stop Thief for Restoration Games.
Nice.
So I've been consumed with that for the last couple of weeks. The playtest is going to be over the 24th, so I'm trying to get in as many plays as possible to work out all the bugs. But that's what's been occupying my time for the last 2 weeks.
What is it?
Stop Thief is a reprint of an old Parker Brothers game from the 1970s. And basically it's a cops and robbers game where you're trying to find the criminal through, it's got a machine that makes noises, where there'll be broken glass, a creaking door, somebody walking through a house, and you have to basically just try to find them. And it's put out through a company called Restoration Games, which is a brand new company, and they're just remaking mass market games.
Yeah,
old school stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
and that's what the whole company is about. It's Rob Davio. I don't know if you heard of that designer.
Yeah. What?
Okay. No. He's the one that's redoing this game, just with updated rules, better graphics on the board.
Nice.
Just giving the game another go around.
New life.
New life.
Yeah,
that's correct.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's so rad. Yeah, no, I heard about those guys doing that, like kind of re-releasing all this old stuff. I was hoping to see a re-release on like Mansions of Madness. Some of the old stuff I used to play as a kid, like
Right.
it was like really, or Hero Quest, like a
Hero
re-release.
Quest. Bring that back.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Or
so,
Fireball
that's what I've
Island.
been playing the last couple of weeks.
Oh, Fireball Island.
Fireball Island was a good one.
Yeah, Fireball
I've been
Island.
pushing that hard for that one.
Yeah.
I've been pushing hard from the beginning for that one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hasn't happened yet.
Or Omega Virus.
Omega
would be
Virus
nice.
is my jam.
Yeah.
Omega
As a kid.
Virus, yeah.
Yep.
Cool. I got to play last week. I know I saw a lot of people did this, but for Friday the 13th last week, I played the last Friday from AEG.
Oh, yeah. How is
And
that?
it's I was a little let down by it.
What?
Have you played it yet?
Yes.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Who did you play as?
I know that you bought it and you said you hadn't opened it yet, but you finally got a chance to crack it open.
Yeah. Who did you play as? Were you the killer or were you the campers? One of the campers.
I was the campers. I was one of the campers. I wasn't the killer. Do you think that's a game where you need to play with a certain group of people?
My problem with it was it really didn't carry the theme, because half the game you're playing, you're basically Jason Voorhees running through Campus Lake trying to kill these guys off, and half the game as the killer you're running and hiding. They're chasing you. So I mean that kind of turned me off.
Movement, right?
Yeah, it's all hidden movement. Yeah. And it's like it's in chapters. Chapter 1, the killers chasing the campers. Chapter 2, the campers chasing the killers, and it switches back and forth.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just saying it's kind of weird because I kept getting Last Friday and then Mixtape Massacre. I don't know if you guys have seen that one. I kept getting both of those confused with each other.
Okay.
But the 80s slasher theme seems to be kind of popular right now. So
yeah. No, Asdruval, when you played, how did you do as the campers?
We ended up all getting killed. I must be playing with the dumbest group of people, but it was a blast. I'm telling you, everybody was laughing and having fun.
See, maybe we did something wrong because first of all, when you're playing the killer, there's not much to do. You're just moving around, and the campers have so much going for them. I mean, I spent half the game running away from them because even on the games where I was trying to kill them, I was trying to set myself up for later games or later rounds when I'd be when they'd be hunting me.
Right.
So I'd be close to killing them, and I'd be like, "Oh man, this round's almost over. I got to run away because if I don't kill them, then they're going to be real close to me and catch me." So, I'm Jason Voorhees running away from all these idiot teenagers, and it didn't make sense. And so maybe we played it wrong. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I have to try it again.
How many games have you played of that? How many times have you tried it?
We just played the one time.
One time, okay. Yeah, I think personally you need to play it with a certain group of people that likes that kind of genre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it another shot then.
Yeah, I thought that you were gonna like that game because you're all into that stuff, and I said, "Oh man, he's gonna love this game."
You're into killing people, so you should have.
Yeah. I'll give it another shot on your recommendation.
Give it another stab.
Shot, but, yeah, exactly. There you go. Let's see what you did there. All right, guys. While we're talking about the games that we are playing now, New Year coming along. I know a lot of people's resolution is to play. A lot of the games have been sitting on their shelf, haven't been getting played. So for you guys, and Nick and Brando, you guys can start us off. What are some games that have been sitting around for a while, maybe collecting some dust on the shelf that you really want to get to the table in 2017?
So yeah, it didn't take like when I saw the show notes and kind of what we were talking about. I am like the worst about buying games and not playing them. So it was the first and only Kickstarter game I've personally backed was Tricerion, and I don't know because it combines two things I love. I love magic. See what? And I love board games, and I haven't played this game yet. It's like still not punched. I haven't looked through the rule book or anything. I mean, just stuff just keeps coming out and coming up. And then, like, you know, some games just look a little daunting, right? Like Mage Knight, it's like, yeah, I have it. That goes here on the shelf. So Tricarion is the one that I am going to make. Like, we're going to try and get to it this week. We've
been talking about it since
since I bought
6
it.
months.
Yeah. So
Is it, I don't know too much about that. Is that a particularly heavy game?
Yeah, I think it's like a medium weight Euro, and it's similar to maybe Colosseum, where you are gathering, you know, the parts and the knowledge that you need to perform tricks. So you set your show up basically, and then you actually have to go perform the tricks in the game. And it's been out for like 2 years now, and I still haven't even touched it.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful game too.
Yeah,
I mean, like, the production value is phenomenal, and I suck. That's what it comes down to. I suck. So Nick, what do you
sorry. I have a stack of games that, you know, I buy them, you know, I'm all excited, I open them up, but I actually punch them out and, you know, put everything in baggies and whatnot.
Right.
And it just sits there.
Right. That's
like I was really excited to buy it.
Yeah.
And then it just sat there.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
And the thing, my method for buying games is I do a lot of research. I watch videos because I don't have a disposable income. You know, I got to be really careful with what I buy.
Right.
And I better make sure that I like it.
Right.
Or else, you know, I'm just wasting money.
Right.
So and it's weird that I think I have like 6 or 7 games from last year that I haven't even played, not even once, not even cracked open the rule book.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude. I mean, like, that's kind of the story of my life right now.
Yeah, that's the other one that you had picked up. I don't know when you got it. Was Arcadia Quest. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. And I was super stoked. I never heard anything about it. Brandon, you know, showed it like, this is what it, you know, basically is. And I was like, that seems super awesome. And we haven't played it. And I think it's upstairs in your office.
Yeah.
All the figurines, which are incredible. If anyone hasn't seen this game, it looks like the miniatures are awesome, but they're all just sitting there primed on like his windowsill, and then get like a couple of them painted.
Yeah, I'm like
it's a sore
30% done painting them, but I was like, I will fully paint this game before we play it.
Yeah, you'll be a grandfather by the time the game gets actually played.
Back to me, I suck. I'm just a crappy gamer.
Well,
what's on your dusty shelf?
I don't have a ton of games that I don't have a ton of like unopened games sitting around. I do have games that I haven't played in a while, and one you can see. I don't know if you can see it back here. Quarriors.
Yes,
wow.
We love Quarriors.
Awesome.
Yes.
Look at that.
You guys
There's
play
a Quarriors
Quarriors?
fan right there.
Come over.
Yes.
Okay. Because we're the only 3 in the world still playing that game.
Dude,
It's
no,
awesome.
I love it. And like, I was kind of pissed when it went to Dice Masters. I was like, no. Quarriors is fine. Leave it.
You don't mess with
You don't
it.
need to like throw this huge license on it. And now it's a money sink.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me and Asdruval kind of went over this. We did our top 50 games of all time. That's on my top 50. I really love that game.
Yeah.
And it's been replayed until now. I thought I was the only person who hadn't completely replaced
You
it.
met 2 other people that like it.
with Dice Masters.
So you have
exactly.
Armageddon, and you have the Gladiator.
Quest of the Gladiator.
You're the only person I know that can pronounce that.
Where's I don't know where ours are at.
Oh, down there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Quarterfax. Quarterfax is great because you get to do the quests. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you already know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love that game, and like I said, it's just because everybody else wants to play Dice Masters now, and I'm just a bigger fan of. I like the license, but I'm not a big collectible guy. So when they first announced they were doing superhero Quarriors, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Right.
And then they were like, it's collectible, and I'm like, oh.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Too many other games to buy.
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other one for me that I haven't got to the table yet, I don't know, and it's a friend of mine has it, is what's the new Flying Frog game, the one they put all the stuff on?
Shadows of Brimstone?
The name's Shadows of Brimstone, yeah.
Oh man.
And you reminded me of it when you're talking about the painting guys, because nobody in my group is really into painting minis or we're not miniature gamers. We're not into that. And so I was excited because I love Flying Frog. I was excited for this game, and I opened the box up, and there's just all these pieces.
Yeah.
You gotta glue them
And
together.
I'm like, and I'm like,
You gotta
I'm never
glue them together.
Yeah. So that's sat on the shelf. That's probably been on the shelf for 2 years, waiting for one of us to work up the energy to put those together. I don't know if we're ever going to play. I mean, I guarantee you they will never get painted.
Right.
But just built is going to be is going to be a challenge.
If I glue them together, I'll let you know. We can play.
All right.
I have both of them, the core boxes, whatever they call them, like the A and B set. So yeah, they're still sitting there. They're all punched, like everything's punched out. And all the pieces are just like everywhere in the box. Like open the box and it just explodes with tentacles.
That was like one of the things that held me back from getting a Super Dungeon Explorer was that you had to glue together the pieces. Like I'm just like, come on, man! Like I already got to punch out the cardboard.
I gotta paint them.
What's with all this work?
Yeah, I gotta buy super glue.
Yeah. That's a pet peeve for me too, because it's one thing if it's a miniatures game, like I mean, some people that's part of their hobby is putting stuff together.
Yeah.
But when they try and sneak it in as just like a regular game, like just open and play it. And you open it up and there's here's 10 hours of work for you.
Right. Yeah. Dude, I just want to play.
that.
Can't you pay someone else to do? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would be pissed though because he Kickstarter backed Shadows of Brimstone.
I'm
really?
So like
super
I'd
salty
be really
about that.
Did you know when you backed it that you were gonna have to assemble it?
No, and I'm still. I mean, I love Flying Frog.
Salty.
Was it Fortune and Glory was really fun, but I'm still a little hurt that I haven't received everything. What is it? 2.5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just been sitting there waiting for all the components to come and to eventually never put it together and play it because I have to glue it all together.
Yeah.
Do you, Nick and Brando, do you guys kickstart a bunch of things or?
I do.
Yeah, Nick is like more into that than I am.
Yeah, because
I'm like instant gratification. Nick,
I'm stupider.
No, you're patient.
No, I enjoy when someone has an idea that you can see, like kind of just fleshed all the way out, and you can kind of follow them through the creative process, and I get excited about that kind of stuff. So I think. Okay. I think I have like 3 right now I'm waiting to complete before I get sent all this stuff.
Yeah, we just backed Beyond the Box backed
the
Tiny Epic Quest. I just found out about the Tiny Epic games and I am like
crazy
obsessed. Yeah. I bought all of them. So we're super pumped. Item Meeples that hold stuff. What? So we're excited for that.
Easily amused.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our main topic of the night. And we were talking about a little bit your background. We kind of covered this stuff. Just want to talk about, I wanted to do a show on getting new players, getting people to play with you. Because I think, for me personally, I think the 3 greatest challenges for a gamer are the money to buy the games, the time to play them, and the people to play them with.
Right.
And I want to talk about the people because I think if you have more people in your life who play games, you're going to have more time to play games. So those two flow together. So just want to talk to you guys and just get some ideas from you, maybe some, experiences you've had of bringing new people into the games and into gaming, just kind of, different techniques you've used, different games that you've attracted people with, and just ways you brought new people into the hobby.
The most successful method for us has been door knocking, like just going to our next door neighbors, really just up and down streets and just kind of carrying a bag of board games.
Please play
and
with
just
us.
say, have you accepted board games as your
new hobby?
As your new hobby? Yeah. No, so we got kind of excited about this topic. We made a list of do's and don'ts.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
It's a very short list, but it's a list.
It's a list nonetheless.
Yeah. So our first do was to know your audience. So know who you're trying to get to play a game with you. Because the hot girl that you're seeing at the cafe or whatever, she's you finally get her to come hang out with you and your friends and you bust out I don't know.
Mage Knight.
Zulkin or Mage Knight. Yeah, she's probably not going to go for that, but she'll probably go for something like Potion Explosion or like Pandemic, caters to a lot of people can like that easy theme that's going to get people that people can get excited about. That's like pretty widely well known. Usually gets people a little bit more excited to like huddle around cardboard and not really talk to each other. The second do is to do your homework. So there's nothing worse than having all your friends over for a new game you just bought, and then you have no idea how to play it.
I gotta read this. Yeah.
Especially if it's a heavier game, and so if you have new players at the table while you're trying to learn a game, I think that kind of sucks. So
we've seen like the literal
just like
glaze come over people's eyeballs when we're trying to explain.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, this is a bad choice to let you like experience our hobby, and you're gonna think we're the
like you got to be ready to go. Just hand them pieces to play with, explain exactly how a turn should work, and just kind of
have fun.
Yeah, move into it. And so I think doing your homework, knowing a game before you show it to someone is really important. And then as far as don'ts go,
I think a big thing that we, like the four of us in the group, that we always get kind of sidetracked on is crushing the other three people that we're playing with into oblivion.
Right.
And when you bring a new person in, it's like everyone's just going so hard on scoring those victory points, and someone's like, what is happening? What is actually like the point of this like game right now? I don't get it. You guys are just like super rolling dice and moving things around, and I lose. And
so like that first go around with the game, if we are playing a newer game with a new player, we usually kind of I always tell them, I say, hey, the first go around, we're playing to learn, we're not playing to win. And it's cheesy, but like that kind of like eases
takes the pressure off,
takes that edge off of like, I got to do this right, or everybody's gonna think I'm stupid or whatever.
Yeah. And then, that's a big thing too, is like we want people to enjoy the hobby and have fun, and if you're not into it, that's fine.
Right.
But I think
we won't talk to you.
Yeah, we won't call you or whatever, but you never who this. But it's a big thing of like feeling that pressure of wanting to look smart and being like successful in a game with like your friends, and it's like it's like we could go to the movies or we could play a board game. Like it doesn't matter to us. We just want to hang out with you, and I think it's a hard thing for some people to kind of wrap their brains around. Like, I don't have to win this game. I just have to like not cry because I don't understand how my turn works.
Right.
45 turns into the game.
And the last don't we have is to don't quarterback games. So like it's okay to give someone like, if they're kind of having a hard time, maybe give them some choices. Like, okay, on here you could do this, that, and the other, A, B, C. But you just like completely take them out of the game, like the equation.
Oh, you use your points to buy this.
Just put this,
move
do this there.
Yeah.
That like never really makes a fun experience. Like let them kind of work the problems out themselves. So that's the official Beyond the Box do's and don'ts of players.
No, a lot of what you guys said is right. I mean, I had a lot of the same ideas. And talking about the people, knowing your audience and knowing that some people just aren't going to want to play. I think along those lines too is sometimes you have to accept that there are certain people who are only going to play certain games.
Right.
You might have people who are like, they'll play Love Letter with you, they'll play Pandemic with you, but they're not going any further than that.
Right. We definitely have.
I learned that the hard way. A friend of mine, I tried for years and years to get him into gaming with me because he's the demographic. His other interests, if you look at him, they all point to him being very interested in board games. Right. Never got into it. He played King of Tokyo, loves King of Tokyo. He'll play King of Tokyo with me anytime. Mm-hmm. So when I'm hanging out with him, we're playing games, we're probably playing King of Tokyo, and that's cool. Yeah. And every once in a while, I'll find something else that speed that might appeal to him, and we'll play that. But I know, I mean, if I go just an inch above that, he's totally backs off.
Right.
So I mean, if you're going to have some of those people in your life who just play those few couple games, and that's all right. I mean, it's better than not playing.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
An interesting thing happened to me a couple years back. Well, it's when Imperial Assault first came out, and I was watching a video on an overview how to play it. And I was at work. A doctor comes and walks by, and we're getting ready to go do a procedure. And he started like asking me questions like, what are you watching? I said, well, it's the new Star Wars game that came out called Imperial Assault. And he just started asking me more questions and more questions. And even while we were in the operating room, he was still talking about it. The guy is holding a heart and he's saying, dude, I'm trying to concentrate here. Stop talking about games. But
that's what happened to Grandpa.
It's the simple things like that where you can
just those doors.
Get somebody into because there's games about everything. I mean, man, whatever you like, there's probably a game about it.
Yeah.
So there's no shortage of topics, and again, it goes to what Brando says. Know your audience.
Right.
What is this person gonna like, and what can this person handle, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that story always sticks in my mind. That this doctor was just like all into it and asking me questions right in the middle of a procedure, and I'm trying to concentrate here.
Right.
Stop asking me. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think there are a lot of people out there who are looking for this hobby without even knowing it.
Right. Yeah.
Who have no idea there's anything out there besides like Monopoly and Risk.
Yeah.
And if they just find it, it's like the clouds opening up for them.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like, I think Target is doing quite a bit for the hobby by taking on, whoever's doing their purchasing in their toy department is really doing a good job of paying attention. I think, since I've gotten into this hobby, I've seen that designer game section grow. It's like easily doubled in size, tripled in size since I've been in the hobby. So, and Toys R Us is another, big store that is starting to bring, I saw Takedo at Toys R Us. I was like, this is insane. CV was another one I saw at Toys R Us. I was just like blown away to see these games coming into these, huge companies, these chain stores.
But they only do it because they see like the return on it. They don't really care that people enjoy it, but they see the money. And
people,
but I'm saying that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely growing.
People are buying it.
I hear like in Europe, like in Germany and stuff, like there's like Steffenfeld games at like their grocery stores there. Like that's supposedly what it's like. Like they're just like.
Before in the past, when when the big companies Milton Bradley and Parker Brothers were still in business in the 70s and the 80s, well, when video games hit the market in the early 80s, they stopped making board games, but over in Europe, that's what they did. They still made board games in Europe. Board games in Europe outsell video games.
Yeah.
It's just they're smart people over there.
I think it's hopefully. I definitely think there's some sort of a revolution happening with board gaming. It seems like it's a very hot topic right now, and people are. It seems like every day something is going on in this industry or in the community, where it's moving and it's progressing in a great way.
Yeah,
so that's really exciting.
When your mom asks you if Mysterium is a good game because she sees it at Target, that's like, I about dropped my phone. I was like, wait, how do you know what that is and what?
Right.
And so it can only get better.
It's definitely the stigma around playing Dungeons and Dragons, the fat guy in your mother's basement. That stigma has gone out the window, because a lot of people that you don't know play board games.
Right.
They don't look like they play board games, but they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, it's fun, and like I think I feel really lucky because Britt, her mom and dad have really embraced this hobby. And they were always kind of a board gamey family, but it was like mostly commercial stuff, and then we showed them Kingsburg, and they kind of took off with it too. So now we go to their house and she's like, hey, I just bought Fresco. Like, you know, it's crazy. And so I like that's a pretty, like, I feel pretty lucky to have that, you know, like it's just such a, it appeals to so many different walks of life, you know, to just about anyone. Yeah. It's just finding that right game that's going to really make it click for them. Like my brother, I can't get him to play a board game with me for the life of me. I'm like, dude, like, you have no idea. Boss Monster, it looks like a video game. Come on, it's cool. And he just won't go for it. So, but I think finding that game that's going to click with someone, that it only takes one to get somebody excited about this.
Yeah, no, I feel like what you said, like, Kirk, everyone's a board gamer. They just don't know it yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's, Brando, what would you say your go-to game is to show people? Is it Kingsburg?
You know, actually, no. It is. It's escaping me now. It's Lords of Vegas.
Oh gosh.
Oh, okay.
That game gets so crazy, or maybe it's just I get crazy.
I was gonna say it's more you. Like,
everybody
you
gets
turn
crazy.
into a madman.
I love gambling. I don't gamble because I love it, but I love gambling, and that game, man, is like, it's like being at the craps table for me. Like, I get that, my heart starts going, I start sweating, you know, I gotta change my shirt mid-game. It gets nuts, dude. So yeah, Lords of Vegas is such a fun, exciting game for me to show people, and just like, because it almost has like a Monopoly vibe to it, right? You're setting up setting up the casinos. It's got some fun mechanics to it, so that's one that I love to show people, like what this.
Yeah, it's never what I thought of as a gateway game, but like you said, you're rolling dice. It's relatively simple mechanics. Yeah, people like chucking dice. It's always
right. And it uses dice in kind of a unique way, right? Where you're placing them on the board. Like, you never did that in Sorry. You never did that in Parcheesi. You never did that in Monopoly. You know, so like, it's cool to show how these components can be used in many, 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 many different ways. I love that game. Yeah, Lords of Vegas is awesome.
Asdruval, what's your go-to?
My go-to is Ticket to Ride. That's got to be the number one game that it's so simplistic, but yet it's got a little bit of meat to it. Mm-hmm. And I've hooked a lot of people on just that, showing that one game, Ticket to Ride, something so easy, and then it just expands their world, you know?
Right.
How about you, Nick?
Man, it's tough because I usually just let this guy do it for me. I'm like, hey, here is Charlie. He doesn't know that he likes games yet, but you're gonna make him see the light, you know. But no, and Kingsburg's a pretty easy one. I got my parents into board gaming off of Seven Wonders.
Seven Wonders, yeah, that's right. That's another good one.
And my parents were like, they'll play it, but like they didn't understand what the hell was going on the whole time. But they had fun at the end. They were like, I have money now and an army, and
how do I fight you?
Yeah, like look at these interesting cards, and it's, you know, I like the artwork, and like, you know, so that's a good one. It's not super difficult to learn. But yeah, King of Tokyo, Kingsburg, and Seven Wonders. Yeah, but I gotta agree with Ticket to Ride. That one is the easiest.
We've converted people with Ticket to Ride. That was how we got Steve. Yeah, a guy who I've known him like for 20 plus years, and I never thought he would play board games. He was just like, yeah, I'll come over, let's hang out. And we played Ticket to Ride, and he was like, I'm buying this. This is awesome. I'm into it now. So now he just buys games and just, well, he leaves them here, but he's like,
he's the best friend to have, you know?
Great. No, but that was Ticket to Ride was how we got him sucked into the cult.
Awesome. A game I like to use is Smash Up.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. First of all, the rules are so easy. Mm-hmm. It's easy to teach, easy to learn. People pick up on it quick. It's silly fun. And the other thing I think it's good for is, for if you have people who aren't, like you were saying, aren't used to necessarily fantasy themes or like the geekier stuff, that one takes an approach to it where you're using all that stuff, but it's kind of tongue-in-cheek and like, but it's teaching people to play games using all those different themes and kind of getting them used to it. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons why I like to use that game.
Yeah, Smash Up is super fun. And another one that kind of we are actually have showed people along the same lines as Epic Spell Wars. I don't know if you guys have ever played that. That's like equally ridiculous, like card battle game. Super fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And one last thing I want to ask you too. You kind of segued into this, Brando, talking about converting family members, whether it's like a significant other, siblings, parents. Brando, I know I've seen your son on the channel a couple times.
Yeah.
What are some ways that you've gotten the closer members, specifically your son, into gaming? What did you spark their interest?
J-Bot, he just because J-Bot really was the reason why we got into board games, because he was our first kid, right? And so it was like, well, mom and dad ain't going out anymore. Like we're stuck at the house until this kid's at least 5. So we better figure something out to do with our time. So that was another huge push for us to get into the hobby. So he's been around board games since his entire life, and we got him interested. We actively looked for games for 1 to 2 year olds, no matter how simple it was. I think we were playing Candyland with this kid when he was before he was 2. Just getting him introduced to rolling dice, flipping cards. I would let him sit on my lap and roll my dice for me at the table. So he's been around it his whole life. So that wasn't too hard of a transition. And then Hobby Games, they make amazing kids games. So that made it fun for me, because I was like, all right, dude, I can't keep playing Candyland. I need something else, And so we found Haba, and they make some amazing games. And so he's been relatively easy. And then I just, honestly, I got really lucky, man. I feel really bad. I hang out on the board game subreddit a lot on Reddit, and I hear these guys and I feel for them, man, because they buy these games and they have nobody to play it with, or all they do is play these one-player games, and it bums me out. But it also makes me realize how fortunate I am that I have, my in-laws are just as into this hobby as I am. My wife supports this hobby, it's crazy. So I feel insanely fortunate to have the family and the network of friends that I do have. I just haven't really had too many struggles of finding people to play with.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
that's
same
cool.
here.
That's cool when it can stay in the family. I was a couple episodes ago, I was talking to Kirk, and my oldest daughter, who's 21, I had her for just a very short window from the time she was about 7 to the time she turned 12. She was all into board games, and then after that, it was just all boys.
Yeah.
I lost her, So now I have 2 more little ones that I'm trying to, but my son, he's a big video gamer, and he doesn't want anything to do with board games, but I'm still working on it diligently.
Oh, man, that's a bummer. We gotta, we'll come over, we'll intimidate him. All right?
Yeah, he's only 7 years old.
You're never too young. Never too young
to intimidate a child.
To get intimidated.
Awesome.
You'll get him.
That's awesome. All right, guys. I think that was a great conversation, and I think we're going to help a lot of people. I think we've done our.
Hopefully, I don't know. Am I helping? I'm like, I have everyone to play
so
games.
Easy.
It's easy. Yeah. I don't know if I'm helping. Yeah, but no, I get it.
You just gotta try.
Yeah, that's it. Like you said, you got to put. You guys were joking about knocking door to door, but there is a thing to just put it out there and see. What sticks.
And the internet is a pretty amazing thing. I'm sure it's a Google search away. Lonely board gamer seeks female board gamer.
Seeks other lonely board gamer
counterpart. Let's roll some dice. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, let's move on to what's quickly becoming the most exciting segment of the show.
Oh no!
This is where we have our self-proclaimed resident pop culture expert, Asdruval the Retro Gamer, and he's going to put up his title of Pop Culture Master. He's undefeated so far in this. He's 1-0.
Okay.
1-0, man.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Brando. We'll start with you. I'm going to ask you 10 questions.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'll ask Asdruval the same 10 questions. Whoever answers the most, they are going to be the winner.
Don't forget about the time.
Yeah, I'm going to time you guys.
Okay.
You'll be timed. Time is only for
this.
tiebreaking purposes.
Good luck.
I got this. How much time
So-
do we get?
As much time as you need. The only reason you're getting timed is if you both answer the same amount of questions. Whoever did it faster is going to win.
Oh, okay, got it.
So that's the only reason why you're being timed.
Nice tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right.
Now, Kirk,
Bob,
are you gonna?
Good.
Okay.
No, I'm
what
going to
are
ask you
gonna
to step into the official Roller Movie Reviews soundproof booth.
say? Here it comes.
All right.
Nice. I gotta get me one of those.
I'd hear it roll and move. Whoop.
Perfect.
There we go. Sorry.
It's all good.
We got big expense.
This is so good.
Okay. And since the theme of our show today was getting new friends in the board game hobby, the subject, the topic for the questions are all famous friends.
Oh, all right.
So, Brando, the clock will start when I ask the first question.
Okay.
Help.
Hey, can Nick help?
Question.
Sorry, hang on. Can Nick help?
I'll let you phone a friend once.
Okay.
All right.
How's that sound?
All right. That works.
Okay. What is the question number one? What is the real name of Captain America's old friend, the Winter Soldier?
No idea.
All right, and you could pass if you want and come back.
Pass.
All right.
Dang it.
Keith.
On the TV show Friends, who were the only two friends to not have a long-term relationship with another main character?
Joey and Phoebe.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I didn't watch that show. That's amazing. Okay. Confident.
Name the actor friends who played friends in such movies as Swingers, Maid, and Couples Retreat.
That is Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson?
No.
Ah!
What is the first name of Oprah Winfrey's best friend?
Gosh, come on. I always like when you watch these things on TV, you're like, oh, I know that. Like,
Yeah.
Stedman.
That's the boyfriend.
Well, same thing.
In what movie does Zach Galifianakis sing the song?
I can never
Zach
pronounce it.
Galifianakis sing the song "We're the three best friends that anybody could have."
Where the three, that's The Hangover.
Correct. National Best Friends Day takes place in which month?
September 17th. Easy.
June.
Great.
What's the name of Randy Newman's Toy Story theme song?
You got a friend of me.
Correct. What is the name of Sonic the Hedgehog's best friend Fox?
Tails.
Correct. What are the first names of the comedic duo Abbott and Costello?
Gene Abbott, Laurel Costello? No, it was Laurel and Hardy. Dang it. Oh, gosh.
Who sang the 1990 hit song Just a Friend?
What year?
1990.
Oh, man. Just a friend. Say he's just a friend. Oh, you say. I don't was that? Oh.
Do you want to phone a friend?
Like, oh, yeah. Phone a friend.
Is Biz Marquee.
Biz Marquee.
Correct.
Final
Okay,
answer.
we'll go back to the first question you passed on.
Okay.
What is the real name of Captain America's old friend, the Winter Soldier?
He's gonna be really mad that you didn't get this.
Icicle Man.
No.
It wasn't Icicle Man. I was 100% sure it was Icicle Man. Last I read. You must be talking about this new Captain America. I'm talking way back when Captain America. Okay.
All right. You got 5 right
Oh.
in 2 minutes and 42 seconds.
5 out of
10.
5 out of 10. That's okay. I think he only got 5 or 6 right last
Okay.
time, so don't worry about it.
All right.
You're good to go. Got to get his attention to come back on.
God, this guy.
Oh man.
So good.
Whoa, it was stuffy in there. I thought I was going to lose it.
All right. I'm glad you're okay. Okay, you ready to go?
All right, let me put my thinking cap on. Okay.
Okay. In keeping with the theme of the show, The topic for all the questions are famous friends. All right.
What famous friends?
Friends.
Friends. Okay. Got it.
All right. Question. Time will start when I ask the first question. You ready?
Ready.
What is the real name of Captain America's old friend, the Winter Soldier?
James Buchanan Barnes.
Wow, I would have taken Bucky. You're right.
Or Bucky.
On the TV show Friends, who were the only two friends not to have a long-term relationship with another main character?
Phoebe and Joey.
Correct. Name the actors who played friends in such movies as Swingers, Maid, and Couples Retreat.
That's Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn.
Correct. What is the first name of Oprah Winfrey's best friend?
Gail King.
That's right.
Why do you know that?
In what movie does Zach Galifianakis sing the song "We're the three best friends that anyone could have"?
The Hangover.
Correct. National Best Friends Day takes place in which month?
Sometime in the summer, June.
Wow, it's rigged. It's rigged.
What's the name of the Randy Newman Toy Story theme song?
You Got a Friend in Me.
Correct. What is Sonic the Hedgehog's best fox friend's name?
Oh, my son plays that all the time too. Tails.
Gosh,
Correct.
he's amazing.
What are the first names of comedic duo Abbott and Costello?
Oh, William and Lou.
Incorrect. The Russian is cut. Who sang the 1990 hit song "Just a Friend"?
That's the dude from Seattle, Biz Markie.
Correct.
Genius, dude.
All right. You got 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Whoa. What the Abbott and Costello? What's the correct answer for Abbott and Costello?
Bud and Lou.
That's what I said.
Bud and Lou.
You did not say that.
That's all right, Brandon. That was a small showing.
What a rematch.
Still undefeated.
What a rematch. No,
Next time you come back.
I'm just kidding. No, you are absolutely amazing. I can't believe you had like 9 out of 10 of those. That's incredible, dude. Great job.
Awesome.
Brando, how many did you answer?
No, I don't want to talk about it. You just have to watch the episode, huh? There's not enough mystery left in the world. Watch the episode.
Awesome.
All right, still undefeated. Right. Okay, I didn't
Still
put my
undefeeted.
foot in my mouth. I think
Brando, you have to come back, Nick. Maybe next time you can give it a try. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll do a handicap match, and you can both take them on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, we should get our other partner Keith in here.
Keith
He knows everything.
Keith
about everything.
knows everything.
All right,
And he'll eye lock both of you, and you guys will.
And he's also a huge Steelers fan. So.
Yeah, so he's gonna be.
All right, okay. Well, then he wins.
All right,
He
we'll get him
wins
on
again.
here. Yeah, you guys let us know when you want to have us knuckleheads back. We will. I had a blast, dude.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, no, that was great. I really enjoyed having you guys. Thanks so much for coming on. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you got coming up you'd like to plug?
So we got Amerigo coming next week. So you guys need to watch that episode. So we filmed Amerigo. Tonight we're filming Kanagawa, which is this
It's right there.
right here. This weird Japanese themed painting game. Have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
Look at this. I just got to show this real quick. This is your the play, or not the player mat, the turn mat, the card mat thing.
Mm-hmm.
It doubles as a sushi roller, which is awesome. But yeah, super cute game. So we're gonna shoot this tonight, and yeah, just check out Beyond the Box Gaming on YouTube. You can also check out our website, beyondtheboxgaming.com.
Awesome. I'll have a link in the description for all that.
Yeah, and
Asdruval,
that's it.
what do you got going on?
Same thing. You can check me out on the Dice Tower Network, Board Game Blender, every other Thursday. And go to restorationgames.com and vote for your favorite game you'd like to see reprinted And look for Kickstarter for Stop Thief sometime in February.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining me. Thanks for joining us. It was a great time. I hope to have you guys back soon. And Asdruval, I'll see you. I think we're shooting right now for February 12th, right? That's going to be our next show.
Our next show with undetermined guest yet.
Undetermined guest and time and date, as always, subject to change. Right. That's what we're shooting for right now. So thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right, dudes. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.